So here's yet another lesson on known vulnerabilities. It's almost inexhaustible, really. So in this lesson, we're going to exploit another SQLite Manager vulnerability. But this time, you're going to memorize your XSS knowledge. And I'm going to skip the detection of SQLite Manager inversion. So right now, go to Exploit Database. And we have already listed the vulnerabilities. And we've even exploited 2 of them. And there are a bunch of others that match our SQLite Manager version, VBox. So there are several XSS vulnerabilities, yes? So I'm going to open all of them. I think this one doesn't actually work with our version on our system, so I'm just going to eliminate it. And the second one. All right, so this version matches. Now, it looks like there is an XSL in the dbsel parameter in the URL. And the other one. But this one is only for Internet Explorer, so I'm going to skip this one. Okay, so I'm going to look for this URL. So go to the Manager interface, enable Foxy Proxy. Now click the database and go to burp. So the request will look like that. So send it to the repeater and then forward. Forward again. Another dbsel parameter is in the URL. Send this to the repeater as well, and then forward. Another request with dbsel, and send that to the repeater and forward, and then go ahead and forward the rest. Okay? So the page loads. Now open the repeater. So this is the first request we sent. And I'm going to paste the payload here, then send, and the response turns back. So type here alert, and we have the payload here. And they can cause XSS vulnerabilities, but the last double quotes after the payload can prevent execution. So open the second request. And paste the payload here as well. Then send. There's no alert code in response, so this means that the payload does not work here. So we'll go to the third request. Paste the payload here as well and send it. Okay, so now we can see the alert code here. And also the exploit code shows this URL. So let's try it. Delete this part of the URL and write the payload. And sure enough, the JavaScript code executes. But to exploit a user, this page is not very convincing, I don't think. So we are going to need to make a few changes. So let's copy this HTML code, and we're going to prepare a payload step by step. So first, let's close this tag. Now, put in the alert code, and then add a script tag to put the rest between script tags. So paste it into the URL and go. This time, the page display is much better. So we'll view the source. We can also complete the A tag. So use this payload. That works well. View source. Okay, the source is better now. Now we can write more accurate and more powerful JavaScript payloads because the first part is complete and there's no error. So then our actual action payload comes, and the last script tag eliminates the remaining HTML code. Okay, then open Web Developer. And now we can cookie-to-cookie steal a wrap. So paste this payload and go, but nothing sent to our server. Okay, let me just check the payload real quick. Okay, let's view the source code. Yeah, it seems right. So here's our payload. I see what's wrong. So something happens to the plus sign at the back end. So we need to find a solution instead of this plus sign. Yeah, you probably guessed what we're going to do. We can solve this problem with a JavaScript function. So I'll just change the plus sign to concat as our function and paste our new payload into the URL. Okay, so this time it sends the cookie value. Open up the Stealer application and refresh the page. There's one session. So log in. And here's a new session. So let's check to see if it's live. And it is live. So go to Session. And here's the user B. Okay? So in this lesson, we exploited an XSS vulnerability on SQLite Manager. So we also get the BWAP session ID as well.